Power bank is not power bank, a wise person once said. Yes, that was Steven in another video about power banks. And he was right. But today we are not just looking at the Prime 27 power bank from Anker, we are also looking at the new desktop charging solution and the latest premium cable. But as always, a great product journey always starts with a box.
And that's the box. Or today we have 3 boxes and we take a closer look at every one of them. So let's start with the powerful desktop charging station. 250 watt total output, 4 USB-C, 2 USB-A. Let's take a closer look what is inside that box. And here we already have, wow, that's heavy. The power station, the desktop station, the multi-device fast charging station. That's what it's called. That is some slick design. Nice adjustment wheel here. USB-A, power, and all the USB-Cs are on the front as we see, but we take a closer look in a minute, so stay tuned. And what else do we have? Quick start guide, I guess. Yes. Paperwork and some cables. Yes. This cable also feels very premium. That's great, but that's it with the content of the first box of our desktop power station. Let's go to the next box. The multi-device fast charging power bank. And same thing here. Wow, also quite heavy. And slick design. And here we see designed by Anker Innovations. Very glossy display on the front and the in and out on the top. And here is the port for the station to put it on. But what else is here? What does that mean? Is there money inside? Ah, that's a symbol for pouch. Pouch, that means pouch. Because here we have a nice pouch. And the other side, one USB-C. Yeah, USB-C to USB-C cable. And that's it with the second box. Last but not least, a ultra durable and fast charging cable. So what is the best power bank if you don't have the right cable for it? And of course, Anker also provides the best cables out there. And that's it with the content of the box, or is there something else? No. No. Here is the cable. And as you can see here, it says 240 watt. So yeah, it's certified for up to 240 watt of power. So yeah, here we have our 3 products of today. And yeah, let's take a closer look how fast they are charging in reality and if they keep up what they promise. So let's start our deep dive with the smart, ultra powerful desktop charging station. And to get one thing out of the way, it says 250 watt total output. That means it can output 250 watt of power in a special combination of ports. So it's a combination of 2 ports together can provide up to 250 watt output. There's not a single port that can output 250 watt at once, but they are quite open, so it's not something to keep behind curtains or they don't tell you. They have even a quite informative graphic here on the side which tells you in which circumstances the charging station is outputting the most power or you can utilize it the most. So that out of the way, let's take a closer look and let's see what happens if we power it up. It boots up quite fast, Anker Prime logo, and we are ready to go. Then we have this little crown here on the side where you can select settings from the different ports. So you can select the port, you see that little line that goes to the port, you select it. If you go farther to the right, you can select these 2 ports and you have settings. And yeah, here to set the brightness of the screen is normally, it's dim. I have to admit, but it's a thing with all those power banks. I don't know why. I mean, of course, you don't want to have a power bank that gets emptied by its own screen, so I understand that. But this here is a device for your desktop, so I don't know why the display isn't brighter. I don't know. Especially you have a screen saver, which I really like. So if you have it on your desktop, you can just use it as a little watch on your desk, so which is a nice little detail. So you have even different styles. That's a nice thing, but for that use case, I would wish that it would be brighter.
But that's a small thing, and it's a charging station and not a table clock, even if it makes a good figure as such. I mean, look at it. Let's finally charge something, and let's start with our power bank, the Anker Prime 27, because I think it's pretty power hungry and supports the latest technologies for fast charging. So to ensure that the cable is not the bottleneck, let's use our Anker Prime cable. As already mentioned, this is certified for up to 240 watts, so it should give us full power, and what you notice immediately is the sheeting. It's made of an upcycled nylon braid, and it's not only environment friendly, but also provides stability that Anker has not yet achieved in this form. So it is promised that the cable can withstand more than 300,000 bends. And well, of course we can't check that now, but I can definitely say that it feels very, very premium, and I just won't take that much care of the cable during the video, so yeah, we'll look at it at the end. So let's plug in our power bank. We use, as said, the provided cable. Let's plug it in, take the first port, and we should see an animation immediately that tells us that something is happening. Yes, it recognizes that something is connected, then it takes the time to recognize which technology it can use to charge that device that is connected. And yeah, now you see it recognized it can charge with up to 140 watts. And that's what's happening. And we see also on the power bank 135 watt, and it says it takes 29 minutes to fully charge the power bank. It was charged with 30% of battery, so wow, that speed is amazing. You have to keep in mind, if you have a smartphone with a 5000 milliamp battery, which is already big for a smartphone, and this power bank has more than 4 times the capacity and is fully charged in less than 40 minutes, I think 35 maybe, and has enough power to charge your phone 5 times. But yes, this is a small anticipation of the Prime 27. Back to our Prime charging station, and let's see if the power output decreases when we connect more loads. So where is my smartphone? And see if the power output drops. Use the second port. Let's see what's happening. We still have our 134 watt on the power bank, and we see our phone is charging with 22 watt. And we also can see on the phone here that it says flash charge, it says here. So it means also it recognized the technology, in this case Vivo uses to fast charge their phones, and it will work that way. So yeah, let's connect some more devices. What do we have here? An iPod Pro 12-inch, and lo and behold, yes, that also draws a lot of power, normally 40 watts I think. Let's connect it on 4 here. So we see here we have 134 watts, 23 watts and 34 watts with our iPad, which is as expected, because I think it can draw up to 40 watts, the iPad, and we are still on 140 watts, 134 watts with the power bank, no drop in power on any output, and right now we have, yeah, a lot of power output. So quite impressive numbers so far. Let's check if they are really true. So let's use a little measurement tool, 30 watts, and let's see if that number drops if we plug in our power bank for charging. So we see it boots up the process again. Yes, so here we go, counting up to the 140 watts again, and it's charging with 133 watts again, and we have no drop here. So that's amazing, I would say. But let's push it further with a little light of ours. Let's connect our light and use the second port. Too many cables here. You can see charging also through that port. Yeah, another charged device. So, and to have full control, of course, and full overview of your charged devices, Anker also has a great app. So where you can connect this charging station and the power bank, and I already connected both devices here, and you can see the power bank is already 65% charged. And of course we have details here if you want that. You have a cool animation here, see the watt usage right now and what's the status of charging that device. And the same goes for the Prime charger. You see which ports are used right now, even with a nice graphic. And it's even better to keep an eye on the watt usage. So we see 16 watt is right now used for our lamp, for our light here, and the 35 watts for the iPad. And no drop in power output inside. Great performance so far. But I realize it's getting warm, not hot, warm. So I wasn't wrong, yeah, up to 63, 62 degrees on the top of the device. And I mean, that's not uncommon. That's electricity generates heat. So that's that's physics, you know. Just keep in mind, don't put your favorite plant on top of this device and you will have a great time. Otherwise, the device will die, your plant will die, nobody has a great time. So just keep in mind, have an open spot for that power station and you will have a lot of fun in your life. But now that our power bank is fully charged, let's move to the Prime 27 power bank. Here we also have a nice display. Again, even if the design suggests it doesn't cover the entire mirrored area, but only the upper third. So there's nothing to complain about it, just keep in mind. Now, I just have the problem that all our devices have already been charged with the charging station. So yeah, I have to search for some devices to charge right now. Found a MacBook Pro. No easy task to charge. Let's see if something is happening. I hear the sound from the MacBook that it's charging. So yeah, we can see now it's charging with 50 watts. Could be the reason because it's already 80% full. So maybe this, or it's just the power consumption over the USB-C port. But let's plug also in the other USB-C charging port, our iPad. What's happening here? So yeah, we can see constant 50 watt for the MacBook and 40 watt for the iPad. So no power drop here. So yeah, the battery size of 27,650 milliamp hours is usually enough to fully charge your MacBook Air M2 and still have reserves for another device, such as we can see here. The power bank delivers what it promises on all channels. It will really charge close to everything. And to keep track of it, you can also use the app for the power bank, like I showed you for the smart charging station for the desktop. And here you can see all the devices connected and their power consumption, and yeah, neat animation also included. But now I have to admit a little something at this point. Of course, I'm surrounded by smart technology here, and I've been wearing smartwatches for years now. But do you know what my favorite feature is? What I use most often? The localization function of my smartphone via smartwatch. And for people like me, I can now also look forward to localize my power bank. Just go down in the app and oh, where is my power bank? Oh, right here. I love it. What I also love is when products deliver what they promise. And that is the case here today. These 3 products from the Anker Prime product family will definitely find their way into my everyday life. The charging station has already banished my stupid old power brick from my desk, and the power bank has found its way into my rucksack. somewhere next to it, the cable is also flying around because it is built for that. As you can see, it's not been damaged at all so far. But as I said, a long-term test will have to show whether this cable really survives 300,000 bands. But apart from that, the Anker products for charging devices are convincing and also make a good impression visually. I mean, look at that design. I really like that design language. I mean, look at that. I like that design, and if you liked that video, maybe give it a thumbs up. So follow the channel so we can see each other next time. And so long, hit the bell button and bye-bye.